If I remember, by first week of May in 2002, KPS Gill was brought into Gujarat. So by that time, had the violence been controlled, and did he play a major role in controlling violence, or what was his role in the entire process which he was brought into?
He played some positive role, but largely inactive, because he came with an agenda of Advani to create an impression that government is serious about curbing violence, and especially Ahmedabad city stray incidents were happening, and also there was stabbing in the bylanes. Stabbing is difficult to be controlled because there are professional stabbers employed by communal rioters, and normally when riot subsides, they wait in the bylanes, and any stranger comes, they strip the person. If it is a Hindu attacker, he will see that he is a Muslim or not through obvious methods and stab, vice versa, etc. This was continuing, and this when Gill came, I had a one-to-one session with him, many sessions. I said that, sir, immediately change the Commissioner of Police and others, which I have said a suggestion as early as 24th April 2002. Unless this is done, nothing can be achieved. This itself will bring salutary impact. Exactly that is what happened. Ahmedabad city crime curbed. Then I have sent a actionable note containing the gist of that 24th April report about follow-up action taken, changing the PPs, that registering affairs. None of these were implemented, because that was not Mr. Gill's plan. And then you are since asked, Gill told me, Mr. Sreekumar, we are not here to reform the police officers. I mean, the politicians, they have their own agenda. Then I told him, sir, we are not for reforming police officers, politicians or political leaders, but political leaders have no authority to deviate from the letter, spirit and ethos of the Constitution of India. We have taken oath to the Constitution of India, and he has been sent with a unique ulterior and malicious plan of Sangh Parivar to demoralize Muslims of Ahmedabad city by organizing an extensive house-to-house combing of Juhapura, housing 1.5 lakhs of Muslims and biggest ghetto of Muslims in the whole of India. And otherwise, that would have been one of the most notorious human rights violations.
September 2002, you were abruptly transferred from the post of ADGP Intelligence. So, what was the reason for this transfer? Because it was all of a sudden and abrupt in nature.
Exactly. Perhaps I have hinted about that. This exact reason was my flagrant and direct violation of their verbal and written orders, directing me not to send the verbatim of CM's speech containing anti-Islamic references and elements of communal incitement delivered by CM sometime on 8th, 9th or 10th of September 2002 as part of the Gaurav Yatra. It's called Gaurav procession, and the Gaurav procession itself is a shame to whole of Indian public. In Gujarat, 1,500 people were killed in the man-made disaster. Maybe even let us be the natural disaster. What is the prestige procession to be conducted in that way? Because the people, he wanted to make use of the situation to make people aware that for the first time, the belligerent Muslim community of India, of Ahmedabad particularly, had been disciplined by me. Only Modi can do that. Only Narendra Modi is the Hindu Hriday Samrat.
Achha, when was the first inquiry initiated against you, and what was the outcome of that inquiry?
Yes, first inquiry, there are formal and informal inquiries. You know, this, their wrath against me came out with their like open claw someday exactly on 16th August 2002. Because that was the day Election Commission has issued 40 pages long order making references about my presentation to the Election Commission on 9th August 2002, in which is that Mr. Sreekumar's presentation about law and order situation is completely correct and this had falsified the presentation made the government, which was totally misleading, and I condemn and I suggest that action should be taken against officers who reported falsely, etc. So that next day or that day evening they sent started a preliminary inquiry on a silly issue of my head constable who was in charge of the control room communication of the additional DGP intelligence communication control room, which is under the supervision of a inspector, sending a secret message through fax eliciting information. This is normally done after getting identity of the receiver. We sent over that. They have sent it because they enthusiasm. They want to show इसके विरुद्ध कुछ action ले लो. So I have replied to them. Last 2 months, you have sent about 120 messages like that. This is so flagrant violation of your own this thing, and following that convention, my head constable has done that. But I take full responsibility. You can issue any punishment to me. That was closed. And secondly, they asked my explanation sometime in September first week regarding a DO letter, semi-official letter I have written to the Commissioner of Police, conveying to him a complaint against a false case instituted by Mr. Vanjara, this DG Vanjara, for implicating about 16-17 Muslims in false illicit firearms cases. They have arrested some Muslims with illicit firearms on the Rath Yatra day in July, and they have been highly praised. The cash rewards were given. Actually, these were the weapons manufactured in Sabarkhanda in a VHP factory, VHP owner's factory, and Mr. Banjara has collected that and deposited that, and I have sent this thing. And this, due to the internal politics of the Ahmedabad City Police, this was leaked out to the press. It appeared in press, and the government got embarrassed. They said that they asked an explanation. Oh, you have written a letter like that. But writing a letter about such illegal, supposed to be reportedly illegal detection, etc., it is duty of the additional DGP intelligence. Even up to DGP rank officer, anybody junior to him, you are expected to report and keep watch. So they have entrusted inquiry to the DGP. DGP conducted inquiry and reported that this is part of the duties and routine action, normal functions, and I don't find any malevolence and malafide intention on the part of Sreekumar to report against Mr. Vanjara, and we don't suggest any action.
Is there any rule mentioned in All India Services Rules book that you cannot you cannot report against the government officers or your own department? And did you ever regret the actions which you took in 2002 case?
Absolutely not, because All India Service Rule doesn't contain that thing. Even if All India Service Rules suppose that it is there, it is illegal.
Recently, the High Court judgment has paved the way for an inquiry against you by the Gujarat government. So what are the significance of this judgment given by the High Court, and do you think it's attack on the whistleblowers attempt to expose different governments that are involved in illegal activities?
Undoubtedly, because after all, what is the whole issue? It is nothing to do with corruption, moral turpitude, dereliction of duty. They said that you maintained a diary. In the diary, I have to enter the details of the illegal orders given. Whether they kept any minutes of those meetings, then let them show. Then in Nanavati Commission and before Dr. Raghavan's SIT, I said that I am willing even today, as on now in this moment, to undergo narco test about the contents of my diary and whatever my affidavit contains to anywhere in India. So they are not answering the challenge.
Do you think the attempts by state government of Gujarat is a mode and method to neutralize the Zakia Zafri case hearing which is going on in the High Court?
Exactly. First aim is to neutralize the witness and discredit the witness. My evidence constitutes almost 1/3 or almost 40% of the very, very physical material utilized by Zakia Zafri, that way organized by Madam Sita Satalwal. In that case, the whole case is made out of on my first 4 affidavits. So you see, if you, instead of attacking the material in the affidavits, nuggets of evidence in the affidavits, you are discrediting the person.
This would be my last question, sir. What is the threat, what are such threats and where is it heading towards?
Threat is systematically curbing areas of liberalism, areas of democratic free thinking, areas of just and rightful expression, and any activity which is going to curb the propaganda unleashed by Modi and Sahab and company in support of their so-called achievements. Such a opinion or genuine expression is taken as sedition. This was not the treatment meted out to the Indian freedom fighters, including revolutionaries, by British government. There are people, officers who were corrupt, were openly criticized by Gandhiji and these people, and for that sedition charge was not imposed on Gandhiji, etc. So we are heading towards that. But for petty creature comforts, the bureaucrats, and for petty political benefits, if the Indian political parties and people are surrendering, it will be a temporary phenomenon. Indian people will rise up.
Thanks a lot, sir, for giving us your time.